Elden Ring can be a pretty bleak and lonely game at times. You are a Tarnished in the lands between, or the Shadow Realm if you're playing the DLC, and your quest is to kill gods in order to take the Elden Throne. I won't pretend to understand much of what is happening, even after 2.5 years and completing the DLC and watching a few now half forgotten lore videos. All of it sort of goes over my head, the average Elden Ring player here. The mood is somber and wary, and overall, this feeling of stagnation and solitude would be unchanging if not for the passive multiplayer elements that the game has. Player messages, bloodstains, and these ghost things, which I don't actually know like the real term for. It changes the tone from a lonely quest full of misery and self-reflection to the sort of absurd, delightful adventure of shared pain and discovery and cooperation. And I love this contrast so much. In this video, I want to talk about the experience of living in a shared world of Elden Ring and the DLC that goes with it. I feel like not a lot of people talk explicitly about this element of these games, which has a tradition going far back to like the first Dark Souls. There really is nothing like it except maybe Death Stranding, which I hear has a sort of shared cooperative element. Even though you never actually see the players in that game, you literally build bridges and those bridges get transferred into another world. I don't know. I never played Death Stranding. I'm definitely going to when the sequel comes out. But at least from my perspective, this is a unique and novel thing that FromSoft does. And I really like it, and I don't see too many people talking about this element of the game. So join me, I'm the Rat Shepherd. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And yeah, let's delve into it. This is going to be a little short video. In Elden Ring and Dark Souls more broadly, there's a variety of ways to engage in multiplayer. There's player versus player, the classic duels many other games have, and there's a form of co-op against bosses, and then there are player messages, and the ghosts of other players roaming about the world, and my favorite, red bloodstains that you could click on to see the deaths of those who came before. I love this aspect of FromSoft design so much. So first off, bloodstains. Okay, check this out. Bloodstains add both dread and comedy, often at the same time. For example, here I am approaching a ledge covered in them. Was there a devastating enemy nearby? Or a trap? No. Every bloodstain here is from a player just falling off the ledge. Every single one of them. Other times it is from a boss fight. Even before seeing the boss yourself, something's up. You see people rolling, slashing, and yes, sometimes just falling off another ledge on accident. Bloodstains can also warn you about smaller enemies in the area, mob enemies and things that populate the overworld. See if you click them to see what happened and prepare yourself for a fight. I do also wonder about my own bloodstains. If anyone else saw my silly or maybe even valiant deaths, just makes me wonder how I am perceived in this shared multiverse thing. Bloodstains remind me and comfort me knowing that death comes from us all, and it's okay. Meanwhile, while exploring about, there are these white translucent ghost things of other players who briefly appear and disappear. There's no marker or button press to see them, they just sort of materialize seemingly randomly. This makes the world feel shared and lived in, and I like to admire people's fashion and weapon choices, and the small time I get to see them, and it's just nice to see them around. We're all here together, experience this game together, and I like that. In this video footage, you'll see them randomly appearing while I'm talking about other things. It's pretty cool. Player messages, though, that's the good stuff. FromSoft doesn't allow players to just write anything for obvious reasons. There's a format and a selection of words and phrases, but people do get creative. And because there is well, not to get down the rabbit hole, but a race of alien messengers called fingers, you can have a message with the word fingers in it. And, holes are a common environmental thing, so you could also use that word. Which brings me to this common message you will find in the lands between and elsewhere. Try finger, butthole. I guess I have the humor of a 13-year-old still, because I still chuckle when I find them, usually. Oh, or this one. Ah, so lonely. Therefore, time to edge. Oh, what FromSoft has unleashed upon us. People will also sometimes write Fortnite, like the game, and it's commonly reported that, at least for a time, non-English speakers are very confused and would look around the fort or a fort at night, like literally at night, thinking it was a hint, but no, it's just a reference, and one that does not make me laugh, I guess, because I am not a Zoomer. I am a 31-year-old man. I've never played Fortnite, but sure, I guess it's funny to some people. That's a thing. You know, I'm just a classic try finger butthole guy. You know, that's just my jam. Other messages might warn of enemies or items or a lack of item. Look, these images or these messages are quite relatable because for a while I ordered a new laptop and it was lost in FedEx limbo. And yeah, I felt this message to the core of me. Yeah, no item, much sadness. People will point out hidden walls or more likely lie about hidden walls. And more likely than that, you'll see people pointing out people lying about hidden walls that are lies and that there is no hidden wall. These kind of messages actually are not fun because when you see a room full of messages and they're all either hidden wall or liar, that means I just tend to ignore messages for a bit because if it's just going to be that, then I have gods to kill with an anchor, and I don't have time for that. It's boring. There are messages just admiring the world and its beauty. Oh tranquility. And messages that point out all of the land between's beautiful creatures, like these dogs. Fun fact, do you know that in America, dog refers to a specific species of mammal? In the lands between, dog means any kind of critter. Birds are dogs, turtles are dogs, dragons are dogs, weirdo fungal creatures are dogs, everything is a dog. It's great. People will also leave messages around NPCs, which is nice because we could share admiration and love to these interesting but also cryptic characters that maybe don't get enough of the spotlight. Anyway, this video doesn't have a broader point. I just want to talk about messages I found in Shadow of the Erdtree. It gives me so much joy for some reason, mostly especially when it's new and there's this real sense of joy and discovery to be found, a sense of camaraderie among players as we struggle to get through these bosses and these environments. I will be working on a review of Shadow of the Erdtree. I love it. It is a work of art. It is a masterpiece. Many aspects of it annoy me. So it'll be a critique with love, and it's still a masterpiece, but masterpiece does not mean perfect. It's not a synonym. It just, when I use masterpiece, I think of it as a word that means achieved the artist's goals. And in this case, it definitely does, but there are some annoying design decisions or just some things that, I don't know, some aspects of Elden Ring's design, which I think kind of hampers the DLC a bit. And for the next game, I hope that FromSoft sort of changes some things on a more fundamental level. So this is a quick video just to get out in the meantime, because not enough people talk about this aspect of the game, and it brings me so much joy. I've said joy so many times in this video. But yeah, I am the Rat Shepherd. Thanks for watching.